I am ready for our second one of the night. Even though my earbuds are all tangled up. I've changed my lights a little bit. Because it's getting dark over here in the Netherlands. 7 best of 3s in and 1 best of 5. And we've got 3 to go, guys. It's ZhuGeLiang and sebesdes. We are ready when you tell me how to pronounce your name properly. Because I have never casted this young man before. It was a suggestion by Fjont. Obviously, it's always cool to welcome new players to the Big Brain Bouts. And he says it is sebesdes. So that's kind of what I was going for. And ZhuGeLiang is whispering me saying that I have to give a shout out to Satini, my old Warcraft 3 teammate, a legend, Finnish Night Elf player. Okay, ready guys. Second best of 5 of the night. The winner gets $80, the loser gets $20. So it's gonna be fun. For the first time ever, we've got ZhuGeLiang in the Big Brain Bouts. And does that mean that we get a little appearance of the great Jonas Sotala tonight? In the old days, this was guaranteed. Well, I don't know if Sarah was aware of it, but I hope he is. I have absolutely no idea who is supposed to win between these two. Zuga was obviously very good in the past, but that's a little while ago. And he said he hates playing against Protoss. In the past, he was always a bit weird against Protoss. A lot of links, upgraded ZergLink styles. Kind of the way that Dark and Dongregul played today. But yeah, obviously copying that is a lot easier said than done. Let's just enjoy our second best of 5 of the night.
Let's get it on.
Round 1, fight!
In the top right side, for the first time ever, I believe we welcome someone from the Czech Republic to the Big Brain Bouts. This is sebesdes. And in the bottom left side, we are looking at the main base of the man who just said that this best of 5 cannot possibly be as entertaining as the previous one. It's our man from Finland. Once upon a time took down Su in an offline event in Nations War, Paris. This is ZhuGeLiang, which created one of our all-time favorite StarCraft 2 clips with stats and Inno it was, right? Stats and innovation making fun of Su. And Ember Drake, yes, Ember Drake was here earlier, but I don't know if Ember Drake has played in the BBB. I think Ember Drake only ever played in the community show matches. It was Stats and Inno? Yeah. Stats and Inno laughing after Su lost the ZVZ versus ZhuGeLiang. That was one hell of a clip. Yeah, I've got no idea, guys. I'm obviously running on fumes at this point, and on top of that, it's a PvZ. We know oracles, we know 3 base setups. I'm just going to lean back and enjoy the ride and see what these two are made of. You only played in the show matches? Okay. Yeah. Do you know much about sebesdes, Ember Drake? Since obviously you are from the same country. Where's Akri? Where are Akri and Veronica? Are they not supporting sebesdes over here? Doesn't he deserve love from the Czech crew? As you guys can see, the opening here is pretty standard, 2.5 minutes in, but I think we expect things to be pretty standard between these two. Well, standard as in, it's gonna look like professional StarCraft, and then maybe it's gonna get a bit sloppy and wild and messy at one point, but obviously not like our first series. Our first series was proper community StarCraft, where you know we're gonna see weird things that are hard to explain and stuff we don't normally see on this channel. Between these two, it should honestly be pretty similar. I'm sure that I've played a whole bunch against both of them. I don't really know my record. I used to hate playing ZhuGeLiang, but these days I don't really mind, because my PvZ is good, and apparently he hates Protoss. You haven't met him yet? Alrighty. And they are drinking on the Friday night. What a shocker! Veronica and Akri having a cheeky drink on the Friday night. I can't believe it, mate. I thought that would only ever happen in Krefeld. So, if that is the case, then after game 1, I'll have a little drink with him. But first we need to hydrate, because it's been a long day. And we have a few more very exciting days ahead of us. Really looking forward to watching Raynor, by the way, guys, on Monday in the Masters Coliseum. It's been way too long. There is our man, Yona, in the chat, showing some love to ZhuGeLiang. At least that tradition shall never die. First Oracle of sebesdes flies to the other side of the map. ZhuGeLiang obviously knew that this was happening. Has his screens, I want to say, in the correct position. Yeah, there's really no drones in any dangerous spots. Now these drones did stop a little bit before the queens were there, but that's a lot of damage on that first Oracle. sebesdes is now actually in danger, no, of losing. Oh man, he can be very fortunate. The other queen did not help out. Oh, this went well for ZhuGeLiang. Only lost a single drone and that Oracle is super low on HP. Having more than 6 drinks in one day in a whole year is now considered unhealthy. Well, I will not reach 6 today, I know that much. Maybe 1 or 2. I think we kind of deserved it after this absolute marathon week, but since tomorrow we're gonna do more casting and we'll cast a little bit of Gabe in the Masters Coliseum, I'll take it easy. We can relax a little bit. Friday night is for fun. Just lean back and enjoy some competitive video games. I know obviously there is a balance tournament running at the same time that a lot of you guys are interested in. If there is something cool happening there, feel free to let me know, guys. Feel free to talk to me about it if something stands out, because I know very little about our upcoming patch. I've obviously seen a couple of the reaction videos of YouTubers, and I saw the talk show with Zombie Grub where they were discussing it a bit, and I heard you guys discussing it. Why they said the Neo Cyclone sucks? Really? Okay, that's interesting. I watched Clem play with it yesterday, a couple custom games against Killers. Spirit is playing the Cyclones versus Lambo. That's also fun. Oh, so Lambo missed Lino's banger. Oh, sebesdes, that is very risky Oracle movement, my friend. Keeps them alive. And I gotta say, he's been doing a good job in probing up. He's at 66 probes already. ZhuGeLiang only at 65 drones. So in that regard, the man from the Czech Republic is doing alright, but he does need to use battery overcharge here. There are some links attacking this battery, by the way. Will the battery live or fall? It falls. So thank the Lord that he brought those Oracles back alive and well. Otherwise he would have been in the danger zone. Yeah, I saw that as well, Matthew. I saw that, but he got destroyed by Zealot Stalker every single game. Like, Nikita was just like, yeah, cool, new patch, but he was basically spamming Zealot Stalker every single game. And Clem played very greedy. When is the next time you do the 1v1? If you're here tomorrow, mate, when I start the stream, I'll gladly play you in a 1v1. Thank you, Melski Loco, for gifting a sub to the great Iona Sotala. I appreciate that, mate. Yeah, I watched the entire talk show of Zombie Grub. With Biomove and Cats, and obviously our man Stepfest. That was a very long talk show, by the way. That talk show went on for like 5 hours. That wasn't a talk show, guys. That was spend the day with. I don't know why ZhuGeLiang had a drone on the other side of the map, but that happened. We've got him trying to get a couple of Banelings up right now. This is a weird attack by the man from the Czech Republic. Just 3 Archons, 4 Zealots. That's obviously not something that's going to accomplish a whole lot. If you want to scare the Zerg and force out some units, that's good, but you cannot commit here, my friend. We'll see if that gift to karma helps me out in 3 days when your sub expires. In 3 days, it's pretty much a September, mate. So not September, guys, but September. So I can give you subs for free almost. You'll be alright, don't you worry. Otherwise, I'll take care of you next week. If you're here next week for the next Big Brain Bouts, I'll take care of you. 8 minutes in, these nerds just macroing. We have had a couple of little skirmishes, but nobody has really done anything with a whole lot of commitment. Got +2 attack on the way, Storm on the way, double Immortal production and Blink. So sebesdes is doing a little bit of everything. He was sad and he needed the pickup. That's sweet of you, mate. I can't. Makes me happy that you're trying to make Wardy happy if he's having a bad day. It's a lot of Zerg over here, guys, for ZhuGeLiang, and he's got +2 Banelings as well. He's gonna try to enjoy them while they are still here. The Banelings are crashing into the Zealot. Overcharge then, sebesdes. You need an overcharge, my friend. Please tell me you can use an overcharge. That's a lot of Zerg, and he's still not overcharging. That is too much Zerg. +2 Banelings, completely obliterating that mineral line. I think that's a little bit too much. 1 or 2 Archons are not going to save the men from the Czech Republic here. ZhuGeLiang with a strong max out of Lair Tech, Zerg, Roaches, Ravages, Lynx, Banelings +2. Gets the job done. Takes the 1-0 lead after a game where I kind of felt there was just mostly poking and prodding. Not really anything with a lot of commitment. All of a sudden, Zhuge's supply exploded. Definitely a very committed attack of Lair Tech. If that doesn't work, the Zerg is in a bit of trouble. But well done. Yeah. Map 2 is going to be played on Royal Blood. It seems that they forgot 2 holes without the Observer mod, so I just let them know. What do you guys think about the proposed Baning nerf? I honestly think that's a very big one. And that's one that the Zergs will really, really feel. Does it mean it's the end of the Zergs? No, of course not. Like, great Zerg players will always find a way, and I'm pretty certain they'll find other things that will work well for them, but that really is a very big nerf. And anybody who tells you otherwise, I feel like they don't really understand StarCraft, because that's a very big deal. It's a massive double nerf. Roddy, please host. And they want me to host. Unbelievable. Royal Blood. Create with mod. WCS game hunt. Can't believe they're letting the old man work. Alright. So our man from Finland, ZhuGeLiang, has taken the 1-0 lead. It's okay. I think this is the correct mod. WCS game art should work. Careful with the batteries. The guys are ready. Hey, race, Zerg. Alright, I'm letting sebesdes know that he should be careful with the batteries, and he said, I know. Wasn't there a tourney a long time ago where they played on a modded map that buffed the Marines by accident? Alright, there is my story about Strelok his Marines in the IEM in China, where Strelok his Marines had like 3 more damage and 4 more range. And he was very proud of the fact he was beating
Thanks for another Friday
Revival.
night full of entertainment for us nerds. Smile.
Thank you so much, Razor TL. But at this point, it's not even Friday night entertainment. It's day and night. What's up, old man? What do you think about the WTL power ranking? I think they're crazy, Cuckoo, but I also think it doesn't matter, mate. As long as you believe in yourself, I believe in you. Who cares what other people say?
Round 2. Fight!
Bottom left side, he's down 0-1, but I do feel that was a very close game, because if he survives that attack, it's a completely different game. And I actually think he's in the driver's seat, so let's see if we can clean things up a little bit here on Royal Blood. This is sebesdes. And in the top right side, perhaps getting some superpowers of the great Jonas Sotala stopping by. The man from Finland showing us that he still got it. And he's doing something weird here, potentially. This is ZhuGeLiang. Here's sebesdes and 5.5k Protoss from the Czech Republic. A new Protoss player, Cuckoo, ready to take your channel points. And MMR. Seems that Zhuge is gonna go for a hatch block here. This was not a 12 pool, no? Am I crazy, guys? This was not a 12 pool, right? What was it, like 14 pool? What kind of pool was this? It does not feel like 12 pool, but it's obviously still early. And it is something that sebesdes is gonna have to take somewhat serious. Now, most of the time when there's a hatchery in front of your face, you're gonna take it pretty serious. What is the ZhuGeLiang is planning? Maybe his plan is just to force out double gate Cybercore before expand. Because he is already expanding at home. So it almost feels that he's hoping for a overreaction. But I just wonder, when is it an overreaction? Because obviously as a Protoss, you're always going to deal with this in a somewhat similar manner. Now ZhuGe does need to be careful. Is there a world where you kill the gateway? No. This is not a wall off, so the answer is absolutely no. Second Zealot is out. You want to be careful here. I wouldn't necessarily want to take that fight super far away. He is going to cancel. Now he's going to try to maybe get the hatchery up here one more time, but that should obviously not work. Oh, no way. Okay. Now this is actually a bit bad because now the links can start working maybe on the gateway. But then again, the adept is almost out. I don't know if that was a good play. He's going to run into the main base. I mean, it's a big delay on the expand of the Protoss. But it's also a very big investment. Ooh, our Protoss is supply block, by the way. In a pretty gnarly manner. 31 out of 31. But at least, hopefully, he's able to cancel your adept mate and just build a nexus. Yeah. You have money, cancel those adepts. Build a nexus. You wait for the creep to disappear. I think it's all... Oh, stop losing troops right now. I want to say it's alright. Is it alright? Mate, nexus then. Uh-oh. sebesdes guy is in a bit of trouble here because he has still... That is a misplaced nexus, no? I'm not that crazy. That seems terribly misplaced. Wait, what? Is it not? Is it normal? No. What? Oh my goodness. Poor dude. Oh. sebesdes, matey. The pressure of ZhuGeLiang, guys. The early game shenanigans are bringing out the worst in sebesdes here. Maybe a bit nervous knowing people are watching. Prize money on the line, but he's making a few mistakes that he's obviously not supposed to make at the level that he is at. That's painful. The supply block was painful. I think letting the hatchery go up here was already something that I think you rather prevent. But that's okay if he wasn't supply blocked. And then it would maybe still be okay if he would have just built it where he was supposed to build it. That's okay. I guess looking at the bright side of life is that ZhuGeLiang is still a 2-base Zerg. 2-base Zerg is really not that intimidating. Yeah, a bit of a nightmare series, but... Like, in a weird way, it's still playable. It's not looking good, but it's still playable. You can make something of this game. Because obviously for ZhuGeLiang, the timings are also going to be a bit weird. Here's a third hatchery. It's very late. Don't let them get in, please. Not exactly a perfect wall off here either, eh? You're gonna need 2 units to wall this off. But I guess a single stalker is good enough too, maybe? I don't know. So we're gonna go Oracle into Twilight Council. 6 and have to fall off. Whoa, something is killing the drones. Okay, that first Oracle just flew into the main base and killed 5 drones. Oh, that's a whole lot better than it did in that previous game. No, it really doesn't look that bad. Man. Hey, just put the 2 zealots here. 1 zealot is not enough. You have to understand that. So put the other zealot here. You have a double zealot wall off and you're okay. We're going glaives as ZhuGeLiang is dropping a baneling nest and a hydralisk den at the same time. And a little bit of everything, but I wonder if that's going to come in time against all these adepts with resonating glaive. Hydra Link Bane, if ZhuGeLiang can get it going, I think is going to do very good. But I kind of feel that sebesdes just needs to send it a few more adepts and go for it as he activates Pulsar Beam one more time, gets 2 drones, not too bad. Gets drone number 4, wants 1 more, gets 1 more, now needs to get out of there with the oracles, and he does. There are a couple banelings morphing on the side of ZhuGe. Those are obviously going to be defensive veins, but... Yeah, the Oracle Micro was not too bad. I do feel though, if you want to attack with glaives, you gotta really be there to go immediately. He's down 11 workers. And now the first few Hydras are already in production. I kind of feel that we missed the window for adepts with glaives to really get something done. It's not looking all that hot. Well, if the Banelings have bad connections, there is still a hope. But if the 3 Banelings find good connections, there really is no hope. And there are a couple of extra Banelings morphing as well. We're going to get a Warp Prism in the main base. This is it, amigo. This is where your adepts really need to shine. Careful, careful, careful. I mean, it could have been worse, but... Oh, yeah. The Warp Prism obviously was pushed back by these queens. What are these adepts going to do? The adepts are in the main base. They're going to get on top of a couple of the Hydras. 1 round of Warpins. Come on, sebesdes. This is where you need to use that prism, my friend. And getting a few drones here and forcing the Banelings obviously to detonate on the adepts is not bad, but I still think he needs a little more. He does, however, already have the Robo Bay finishing up. Queues up Thermal Lens immediately. Chrono boosts out the first Colossus. Yeah. Might not be that bad, right? This is obviously a bit of a messy and a sloppy game. But all he really needs to do is survive for a little while. And I think with a few more adepts and a battery overcharge, you can absolutely survive because there are no Banelings here. Okay, there are now 14 Banelings morphing. But obviously if we wait for the Banelings, the Colossus should show up. And all we need to do, guys, at the side of the Protoss is don't lose that Colossus. Whatever he does, doesn't matter. Focus on your Colossi. Do not lose it. Colossus number 1 is out. Colossus number 2. Careful, careful, careful. Alright, every single shot, guys, of this Colossus is cash money. That overcharge didn't last very long. That Pylon is going to get unpowered. He is going to lose a lot of probes. He's going to lose pretty much all the probes. But the Colossus is still going strong. Can we just warp in a few units to tank a little bit? Come on, mate. You have 20 supplies somewhere. Like, the Oracle should have came in handy here, too. I think he was a bit too eager with the overcharge. He did keep his Colossus alive. Obviously, he lost the Nexus and all the probes. It's a shame, man. It's very close. Like, I think with a slightly better overcharge and indeed a stasis trappy or 2, I really think he would have been fine. You spread your adepts a little, you time the overcharge a little bit better on the protected battery, not the one that's exposed. And it could have been okay. Look at the amount of energy that these oracles had as well. Even just Pulsar Beam would have came in very handy against the Banelings, against the Lynx. And after the Lynx and Banes are done, you can always try to get on top of the Hydras too. Thank you to my man Jocko Scar for the tier 1 subby. ZhuGeLiang now fires up a hive. 64 drones. Hive on the way. 5 gases up and running, working on gas number 6. Is there a world where you can just send it on 2 bases? Colossus Force Field, eh? We can't be using that. If we want to go for a 2 base all in with a couple of gateway units and a lot of force fields, we cannot lose our War Prism like that. Oh, sebesdes, matey. What a game. F's in the chat for my man sebesdes, because it's pretty obvious that if 1 or 2 things just fall the other way, he'd actually be in perfectly fine playable spots, but unfortunately those little things are not going his way so far, and this is turning into a bit of a nightmare debut series for him. The experienced player, ZhuGeLiang, has a lot of little things going his way. Like, imagine this army right now, guys, with 2 oracles full of energy, War Prism in the back. Like, until the Vipers are out, there's absolutely nothing that ZhuGeLiang could do about it. Force fields are way too intimidating. Nice force fields there, actually. Trapping a couple of these drones and the Queen. Careful against the Spore Crawler. Do not pull Alino. I think ZhuGeLiang is just going to wait until the Vipers, but we are starting to dance a little bit with the Zealous. Beautiful concave here by the Zerg, guys. Jeez Louise. ZhuGeLiang comes in from a perfect 180 degrees or a whole lot more, and is going to wipe the floor with this Protoss army. And just like that, after 12 minutes, he takes the 2-0 lead in our second best of 5 of the night. Obviously a weird game with the hedge block, with the hatchery in the natural, the Zerglings running in. Felt that there definitely was potential more than once for our man sebesdes, who I think is a relatively young player. I believe he's like 18, 19. ZhuGe is obviously a lot older and a lot more experienced. And I think so far that's showing in this series, because I don't think that skill-wise they are very far apart from one another. I just think it's Sebesdes making a few mistakes he shouldn't make on the ladder. And a couple of expensive misclicks. And obviously PvZ can be a brutal matchup where things fall apart very quickly. No, this is not a game that he's going to forget. The 31 out of 31 supply block into the misplaced Nexus. I'll try. Okay, they said they got some version error problem. Apparently, guys, Battle.net is maybe derping, but we're gonna just try. Yep. Alright, guys, apparently there's a Battle.net update. Nobody can host the game anymore. We've had a lot of these over the last few days. Hopefully nothing too serious. Check for updates. It says it's up to date. Let's go ahead and try to reconnect. That would obviously be very sad. Maybe they fixed the battery thing, yeah. But what if they fixed nothing and it's just broken? You guys are so hopeful. I'm just having a heart attack almost immediately. I'm actually on the wrong account right now. But I can host. Shouldn't really change. ZhuGeLiang says reboot worked for me. Yes, me too. Battery cancel was still not working a couple hours ago. Yeah, I know. I'm imagining Blizzard watching the Big Brain Bouts saying this is a good time to mess with the service. As long as it works for the rest of the night, I'll be happy. We just need our men from the Czech Republic to fire up Game 3. Obviously, after this, guys, we've got Art against Battleby. That should be some fun, high-level PvT. And then the main event, one actually that I'm really looking forward to. I always love casting mana. We're not there yet. For now, we focus on Game 3 between these two. Hopefully, not back-to-back 3-0s, but then again, we are already behind schedule. So for the first time ever, I really wouldn't mind all that much. Because I don't want to fall too far behind schedule today, but I think we're Gucci. Seb is ready, ZhuGeLiang is ready. Let's go for it. What happened to Liquipedia? Is it only me who gets ads all of a sudden? I definitely get ads on Liquipedia. I think they've always been there. You mean like on the side and stuff and on the top? I feel like those have been there for as long as I've used the website. Blaze says, I've not been so active lately, but always nice to see the Ruddy train is still choo-chooing. Happy Friday, Kev. Mate, that Ruddy train had a slow start of the month, but this last week is, I think, going down as one of the most productive weeks I've ever had in my 12 year of streaming history. It's been pretty insane. But it's been a lot of fun. I'm happy. And hopefully we can close out this Friday night with some bangers. But first, let's see what happens in Game 3.
Round 3. Fight!
Bottom right side of Gresvan. We are looking at the main base of our Finnish Zerg, taking the 2-0 lead. Obviously somewhat wonky video gaming in Game 2, but he got the job done. That's all that matters. It's ZhuGeLiang. As always, blessed by Yona. Must be nice. The top left side of Gresvan, we are looking at the main base of a man who's making his debut on the Friday night, hailing from the Czech Republic. It's V-Fish Sebesdes. I do hope for him that things just click a little bit in here in Game 3. And if it's then not good enough, it's not good enough, right? There's no shame in losing to ZhuGeLiang. I didn't really trust Zhuge when he said, oh, my CVP is like 5.4k. It's like, nah, you're too good, too experienced for that. I'm not buying that, but I asked Sebesdes how he felt about playing PvZ, and he said he felt pretty good about it. He likes it. So I thought it would be a fun match to make and just see how it goes. So far, I think it's not a bad matchup between these two. But I think it's the experience versus the inexperience that's really making the difference. Brave browser. Is the war of the browsers still happening? I'm very out of touch with that. When I grew up, Obviously, for the first, I don't know, 5 or 10 years, I was always using Internet Explorer. Maybe a bit less. Let's say the first 5 years of me using a PC was just Internet Explorer. And then Google Chrome and Mozilla Firefox were very popular. And then it was kind of like a bit divided at first. It was like Chrome, Firefox, Chrome. And I tried Firefox, but because I really liked the little symbol. But I didn't like the browser all that much. And then when I tried Chrome, I was like, oh, this is perfect. Why would you ever use anything else? Netscape Navigator? No, I never really used that one, I think. I think I only used Internet Explorer. It was always a nightmare back then, because people would always just by accident put all these stupid taskbars in their internet. They would download random stuff. Every PC in the 90s was just full of crap. Just non-stop spyware everywhere you went. And people were like, my computer is very slow. And you open Internet Explorer and like 7 different toolbars. That was the worst. Those were the days, guys. Those were the days. Yeah. Once more, it's going to be Adept into Oracle on the side of sebesdes. He's going to try things around here. At least ZhuGeLiang is going for a much more normal opening. And I do think that's going to favor our man from the Czech Republic, because I actually think he was doing alright in game 1. And if he would have just saw the attack coming a little bit earlier and, I don't know, space out the units a bit better, activate overcharge, right? I think on the Royal Blood we were too eager with the overcharge, and on Ancient he was too late with it. It's silly that Protoss defense often comes down to stuff like that, but that's just kind of the way that this matchup is being played at the moment. You're in the Safari gang because my IQ is too slow. Now on iPhone, I do like Safari more than I like Chrome. I did download Chrome once, but it doesn't really make sense to me. I like things being in places where I expect them to be, and I think Safari is actually very good on iPhone. But I would never use it on PC. I don't even know if that's possible. But on my iPhone, I don't like Chrome. The Oracle takes a lot of damage, but the Oracle does live. Doesn't really get anything done though. Never a good feeling as a Protoss player when you take this amount of damage on one of your most important harassment-based units. You get nothing. In the past, viruses were doing nasty things, so you felt bad. Now they just stay hidden. And zombie for DDoS attacks and occasional mining in the background, so nobody minds them. I would mind it, because I'm pretty certain if there was some mining in the background and I'm streaming StarCraft in 1080p, 6000 frames or bitrate, whatever, I would feel that. I think my PC is very clean. There's no mining being done. Stalker guns down an OV, but obviously it's not very impactful. ZhuGeLiang has had a pretty strong economic start to this game. Any Zerg will gladly take 6 minutes of ZVP gaming without losing any drones. And sebesdes knows that, so he finally tries to do something about it. Takes even more damage on that OG Oracle. 1 HP, guys. A grand total of 1 HP on this Oracle. But hey. Yeah, he killed 2 drones there. Those were the first drones, but as I often tell you guys, if you kill 2 or 3 drones in a 6-minute game, it's nice, but honestly that's more of a little mental victory than anything else. It doesn't change that much. When you kill 2 drones and the Zerg only has 30 drones, obviously percentage-wise, it's a much bigger sum of the entire economy. So that does really matter. But 2 drones of 60 drones, it's like, it's whatever. Of course, ZhuGeLiang would prefer not to lose it, but games are rarely decided by that. The first Oracle killing 4 or 5 drones, that does decide games. Because that's something that a Zerg player is going to feel for the next 6-7 minutes. Which of course makes sense. You have a couple of Stalkers running on creep on the other side of the map. We need to be very careful because Blink is not quite done yet. But he does have the Oracles here to provide some safety. ZhuGeLiang has a damn quick infestation pit, guys. What do you guys think that's all about? There's no way he's gonna play Swarmos here, right? Against Oracle Blinkstalker. That would be crazy. So I guess we're just gonna try into Hive and go Lurkers. This is definitely not a Swarm host game. We do see the Swarm host a little bit more again in this matchup, but I think that works a lot better against the Robo enjoyers. When people go Robo instead of Twilight Council first, I believe there are a couple of adepts in the mineral line. How's the target firing? By the time we started paying attention, it's good. ZhuGeLiang not paying attention. He was actually attacking the wrong adept there for a split second. So sebesdes for the first time in the best of 5, guys. Doing alright with his army in the center of the map. Going up to 4 bases. Killing some drones. This is not too bad. Not too bad. I'm gonna get a Robo very deep into our main base. ZhuGeLiang, maybe also a fan of Piggy, fires up a couple of infestors. Revelation goes down, is going to reveal a couple of these creep tumor stalkers from the low ground. Are going to start working on them roaches. Not a bad fight for Blink Stalkers here. Obviously, we need to be a bit more careful with the infestors sharking around and the Hydra numbers going up, but sebesdes is actually playing a really good game so far. There's really nothing wrong with the game that he's currently playing. I want to say he's ahead, but you know, I don't want to get too carried away. And suddenly ZhuGeLiang explodes again, is maxed out and ends the game, but I like what I see from the man from the Czech Republic so far. Hey, I promised to have a drink in honor of the Czech Republicans, and I didn't even get to it yet. We'll do it after this game. Oh, really, Bully? Yeah, we had a little update on Europe as well, because we just couldn't host the game. Sick. They fixed the battery. What a time to be alive. Hey, maybe Ollie is not all that bad after all, eh, Bully? Hello, Grim. Hey, Grim. Nice to see you here, mate. And I hope you're doing good. I was watching a little bit of our man Ryan yesterday, Ryan Victors. And he's playing freaking high these days. What happened? Did he win something massive or something? Because he's playing super expensive tournaments. I thought he had like one epic run in a big one. I was like, oh, sick. But then I just see that he's just playing non-stop massive Bounty Kings. And what did I miss? I was like, yeah, exactly. He just went to grind every day and just got bigger and bigger. He must have won. Like, you cannot just randomly play those tournaments. Because if you stick to bankroll management, which I think he does to some degree, even though he's a bit of a degen, like that is an insanely big jump when it comes to bankroll management. Freaking wild. Ryan, absolute massive degen. Did he sell his apartment or something? Because we went from playing the $10 Omaha tourney to the $1,000 Omaha tourney. Yeah, he's wild. I mean, I was watching him yesterday. He had some sick runs. Got a bit unlucky towards the end. Was a lot of fun. Anyway, guys, it's just a little poker fam that we have. We'll go back to the game as sebesdes drops a revelation. Infestor gets feedback. Big fungal though landing. Nice storm as well. It fungals, it storms. Both players dealing a lot of damage to one another. It's more sick storms. I mean, I don't really believe in storm against Zerg, but if you can land that many good storms in a row, yeah, it kind of does start adding up. 2,200 minerals. No, don't fight the roaches. Kill that hatch, mate. Kill the hatch. Right now, who gives a damn about the roach? Don't go for... Ah, that's such a shame, actually, on the side of Sep. If these zealots would have just committed to the hatch, he gets a cancel there, too. We've got extra stargates going up at home. We've got a fleet beacon. Funky looking fleet beacon, by the way. Looks strange to me. But he looks like he's doing very, very good here. Like as a Zerg, to be down 21 drones when you're nowhere near maxed out. Yeah, but did he really lose the fight though? Like, I kind of see it as we freed up some supply to go carry us. Please tell me that if I take a look at this Cybercore with Chrono Boosting Arrow. Yes, mate. That's how we do it. That's my champ. I think I like that. I mean, how much anti-air does ZhuGeLiang have now, guys? He has 8 Hydras. 8 Hydras, 5 Queens. Honestly, that's not great. That is not great at all. He's looking kind of goated. He's definitely playing well here. He should honestly be totally fine in Game 3. But you never know. I'm not too worried about a couple of lurkers when we have our first few carriers out. Even if we don't have carriers in high numbers yet. Just 2 carriers is good enough to push some of these lurker armies back. And ZhuGeLiang is going to try to create a bit of chaos here. With roaches, hydras, and lurkers. But that's stasis trap, by the way. What is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's over 20 supply stuck in the stasis trap. That sounds very fun, amigo. Nice storm, by the way, right as the stasis trap runs out. ZhuGeLiang is going to try to save a couple of these units, but obviously nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Every single roach and hydra goes down. That seems very fun, though. I've never really been into snooker, though, but I know Multi likes it. Multi likes all the weird stuff. Snooker and cricket. What a guy. We have a bunch of carriers. Obviously, we want to be careful that we don't kill our own interceptors with Storm, because Storm is very good. Want to stay at range from these lurkers. The first few storms are landing. There really is very little anti-air on the side of ZhuGeLiang. He's got 6 Corruptors now. Now, 6 Corruptors is not enough if the interceptors are already deployed, especially not if they're just attacking. A couple of interceptors have died. Maybe the Stalkers can make a blink and go for the Corruptors. Come on, Stalkers, do your thing. Seb's honestly playing a great game 3 here. I think ZhuGeLiang should probably go back and realize that what he did in the previous game worked incredibly well, made it look easy. And we can see that if the game is a lot more normal, it's not going to be that easy. Good fight here, though, for the Corruptors, by the way, as they do finally kill a couple of these carriers. And only one of these 3 carriers really has a lot of interceptors left. But I think it's okay. Sebesdes has money for days. ZhuGeLiang does not. The lurker dies. Another fungal does land on a couple of them stalkers. Hydras are going to try to do their thing in the back, but as long as Sebesdes doesn't do something very silly, like lose every single carrier, he should be fine. I believe he will be fine. Well, +2 is a little late though, right? I think +1 finished up 3 minutes ago, so we could have done a little better there, but we're gonna let it slide because we're in a good mood. I think that Chelsea is playing tonight. I wonder if Chelsea can beat Luton Town. And that would be quite something, guys, if they can't even do that. Luton away. Chelsea has spent more money on players than Luton is probably worth in the last 3 months alone. ZhuGe, by the way, doing a very good job in making sure that this game drags on. The later of a ZVP we get, maybe the better it will get for ZhuGeLiang, as the corrupt count is now 13 and he also has 2 Vipers. I really thought that this game was pretty much over. That's a nice fungal too by ZhuGe. I would like to see Seb play it with a bit of urgency at this point. Like, just bring your main army in this area. I would say this area is safe. And then just start pushing. Don't go up the tiny ramp. Don't run into lurkers. Well, he was pretending he was going to do that. Now he goes back here. I'd like to see him just try to end it. Sometimes we just want to get a W. Messi plays it like 3 today. I know that Messi has scored in every single game besides his last one, but I'm not really big into the MLS yet. Maybe if the regular season of the MLS is over and they go into the playoffs, then I'll watch. But regular season MLS, I don't think it's truly worth staying up for. And I also simply just can't if I have to cast StarCraft every single day. Which I like, and I know it won't last forever, but this has been a fun, enjoyable week, guys. Kind of brings me back to my WCS days. And Sebesdes is going to try to make some magic happen here with his 8 carriers. Just go, matey. You don't want to wait. Right now, the spore crawler count is at like 9. Sure, scary, intimidating, but not all that bad. It's going to last forever. Some things will last forever, Coco. Like the Big Brain Bouts, Clem winning the weekly, my love for you. But casting this much StarCraft, I don't think that can last forever. Nice feedback on one of these Vipers. We have another storm as a zoning storm, keeping those corruptors at bay. You're my forever bestie, Coco. I wouldn't want it any other way. Nice abduct on one of these Tempest. ZhuGe is doing a really good job, man. I really thought he was close to being dead, and I did not think that he would be able to stabilize. But he is starting to stabilize. And this is maybe where the game can get a bit scarier. Because now we're going to get some serious upgrades on these Corruptors. I heard, I haven't seen anything of it, Coco, but I heard there was clown makeup involved. So I'm absolutely firing up that VOD. I still need to do a makeup stream one day. Vipers looking for an abduct. Feedback into feedback. One of the Tempests does get abducted. 6 Vipers now. I do think I like that on the side of ZhuGeLiang. As the Lurkers are going to try to do their thing. Thank you, Bren, for the 22 months. Alright, what else do we have here? Here's Louise. 16 Corruptors, 4 Lurkers, 2 Infestors. Against 3 Tempests, 9 Carriers. Carriers do have +3, just go, Sep. Right now, just attack with all your Carriers. You know that ZhuGeLiang used a lot of his energy. He's not quite ready to fight. This is where you want to fight. Go, 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 go. Don't be so afraid. Unless he's just super happy with how it's going. Maybe that's okay too. But like ZhuGeLiang's army right now is tiny, but ZhuGeLiang does have a bank. Almost feels like he's just wondering what he wants to spend his money on. Kind of a bad spot to morph your Lurkers. So many long video games. Abduct on the Tempest, and the Tempest dies. Take a look at saturation. How are we doing? It's not too bad. Well, more storm lands, clips a couple of the Corruptors. Transfuse gonna keep the Lurkers alive. Lurker counts 7, Corruptor counts 13. I mean, ZhuGeLiang is basically a 1-base Zerg, if that. He's actually not even that. He's less than a 1-base Zerg. But he does still have a bank, and I'm just wondering why he's not spending his money. Is he out of larva? Absolutely not. 47 larva. Well, I'm not exactly certain. And to me, it makes no sense to not at least make a few more units at this point. Look at these probes, by the way, going for some drone kills. Alright. ZhuGeLiang decides that what he needs is a few more Broodlords and now 10 more Corruptors. So that is what he's going to spend the vast majority of his gas on. Yeah, but he needed a few more Corruptors anyway, no? Because he would have barely had any. Nice Fungo into triple abduct, so all the Tempests are going to fall. Couple of storms do land. I don't know about this fight. Even without the Broodlords being here, I really don't know about it. Parasitic Bomb is going to do its thing as well. +3 carriers are good, but these interceptors are going to run out of luck. Oh, okay. At least we avoided the Para Bomb, but all the High Templars died. Now he wants to get the Broodlords, but here come the Corruptors one more time. The storm is massive, but there are no Archons. There is nothing really on the ground to protect all these carriers anymore. And these Corruptors should just chase for days. That actually means that I think Sep is going to end up losing everything unless the final few interceptors can do their thing. We have Stalkers coming in, okay. Stalkers save at least 3 of those carriers. That's pretty nice. Now we can do something with that monstrous bank, right? How many gateways do we have? 13? Whoa, that is a crazy blink. There are Lurkers here, my friend. Okay, but he gets a cancel. Now I do think he's going to still end up losing his carriers. That's kind of sad. First carrier dies, the second carrier is going to fall as well, and the final carrier will kiss Grasvon goodbye. But it seems that sebesdes, guys, is now giving up on Skytoss, and he's like, alright, ground toss it is. 5.5k gas against the ZhuGeLiang with 0 gas. How many Lurkers? Only 3. Yeah, it should be over, right? This game is a banger. It's a banger that I do think should have ended a while ago, and I still want to say it's over. The only reason it's not over yet is because sebesdes, instead of 13 gateways, should have had 28 gates. Instead of 1 robo, maybe 3 or 4. But I think the man, who is relatively new, I guess, to playing competitive video games for money, has done everything he really needs to do here. He played it safe. I guess he wanted to make sure that he wouldn't throw. Sometimes by trying to not throw, you do end up throwing. But I don't think that happened this time around. Even got a cheeky warp prism in the main base. No, whoa, that's a lot of DTs, baby. That's where you know one guy is rich and the other one is not. If the main base is this exposed and you can just warp in 8 Dark Templars, GG gets called. It's sebesdes gets W on the board. And Art and Battleby are gonna have to wait a little while longer. So we are 26 minutes behind schedule. Just long games tonight. I'm gonna let Alright, Babylon map 4. I should have known that if I invite Lino to the Big Brain Bouts, that stuff could go wrong. Big win by the man from the Czech Republic. Yeah, it's nice for him. First time ever playing BBB. It's obviously nice to see that he's getting a point on the board. And once more, that first game I think was very close. So maybe he can actually turn this into something. Yeah. Okay, the man wants 1 minute. I can live with that. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe take a tiny minute as well then. It was a long game. It's been a long best of. Do I play this little SC2 to not know that guy? No, he's very Neil Mark. Actually, I didn't know him that well either. But he's a 5.5k Protoss, and obviously there's a whole bunch of them. And maybe he plays under another account, but even I was not that familiar with the name. But they all told me, they're like, oh, you should let him play, And then he asked me, and I said, sure, let's see it. Plays well, but yeah. The account also does not ring too many bells to me. I can only assume that he plays a lot under other accounts. I've seen it once or twice, but relatively new. Anyway, guys, tiny break. After that, I'll be back with Game 4, and then it's PvT time. First, Art versus Battleby, and then obviously main event, Mana versus Special. I'm back. They were like, all right, ready. I'm like, go. And once they said go, I walked to the kitchen to put on my coffee machine because I was like, all right, we are going to need at least one more coffee since we have 2 best of 5s to go. Then I came back and I saw they were still in the lobby. And they're like, Roddy, you're the host, mate. You're the host. I was like, ah. And then I think sebesdes even said, don't worry about him. He's old. I was like, what the hell? Why is everyone burning me these days about being old? Or he said tired. I don't know. It's one of the two.
Round 4. Fight.
It's okay. I embrace the old man memes. I love it. In the bottom right side of Babylon, we are looking at the main base of our Finnish Zerg. He's still up 2-1. But it really hasn't been all that convincing if you truly think about it. And he may need to bring out one of his special strategies one more time. It is the Finnish legend, not quite Cyril, but ZhuGeLiang. You rather be old or tired? I can be both. I think it is kind of nice to be tired after a long day, because that makes you just fall asleep like a brick. There's nothing worse than going to bed because you feel like you have to go to bed and then you lay in bed for an hour because you can't sleep. Like, that sucks. I'd much rather enter my bed and feel like I have absolutely zero energy left. In the top left side, we are looking at the main base of our Czech Republican Protoss. Definitely a new name to the scene. Not that familiar with him either, but he's looking pretty damn good so far. He's down 1-2, but I like what I see. It's sebesdes. That couch looks comfy. It's actually not that comfy. I really want to get a new couch, but couches are, I feel like, A, pretty expensive, and B, they're a bit stressful. It's like you have to get rid of the old couch, you have to, go to stores, you have to try a whole bunch of different ones, they all kind of look the same, and then you don't know if you made the right choice or not, and you don't know if you like the color, so it's like, I want to get a new couch, because I actually really don't like my current couch, but what's the big box over there behind you? You want to know what's in my box, Anna? It's a Neil bin. It is a big trash can bin where I can split up my trash. So I can throw all the cans on one side, because we now have to bring our cans back to the supermarket. So I'm very happy with my Neil bin. You spend a lot more time on your chairs to save the money on the couch. Yeah, but I like my chair. For me, this is the perfect chair. I actually have a Herman Miller chair. Like, I know a lot of people look at me and they're like, get a real chair, fucking nerd in your gamer chair. But I have a Herman Miller chair. A proper one, an expensive one. I brought it brand new. And I just don't like it as much as I like this one. I am the worst kind of advertisement ever for people who make fancy, expensive chairs. I just like this chair better. Do you know which of the pros were contributing to the patch and to what degree? I know it's a very big group. I am not under any sort of NDA, so I can sort of tell you what I've picked up over the years. But as far as I know, it's a very big group of like legit 40 or 50 players. And then they all share ideas, and then some people argue with each other. And then eventually they come to some sort of a mutual agreement, and then they write something up and they present it to the people who can put it into place. But it's a lot of players. It really is, in no universe is it Scarlet and Lambo sitting there. Shall we make a patch? It is legitimately 40, 50 people. And obviously there are some Terran players that did not join. Someone like, for instance, Big Gabe. As we take a look at these adepts that are into the main base, they're not getting any drones, but they do get a lot of links, and that's a lot of lost mining time. Like, it's obviously not great for sebesdes, but to see all these drones not mine is not even that bad. Maybe the spore crawlers are now a little bit late. Oracle number 1 activates Pulsar Beam. It's okay-ish. But there are multiple Terran players of, let's say, even my level. Where some of them I would even say are a little bit worse than me. But they write a lot in the channel. And they give a lot of feedback. So that's all I know. You love my dog? I love my dogs too, but I don't have any dogs. But I think you mean my brother's dogs. I love Rico and Rhonda. They're my babies. Even though they're not mine. But I actually have not seen them now in quite some time. I've just been so busy. I haven't seen them since I went to Saudi. Like maybe like even 1 or 2 weeks before that. And I live very close by. So I have no excuse, but it's been crazy busy. Crazy warm and crazy busy, but I'll make sure to give them some love real soon. I'll show up with some gifts for them. Thank you, Roddy. I'm talking to a guy who doesn't believe that the pros made this patch. Well, they did. It's obviously like not all top tier pros. It's obviously not necessarily Maru and Seru around the table drawing something up together, but there's Korean players in the group as well, for sure. And basically anybody that is remotely good at StarCraft and wanted to have an impact could have been having an impact. So it's really not some sort of a weird exclusive group. 3-4 guys that determine it all. That's absolutely not the case. It's a very big group. For some reason, I never got asked. I don't know what that is all about, but they never asked me. But I think it's okay, because I feel like I'm busy enough with everything that I do that I don't really like to be like half-heartedly part of stuff. It's either I'm truly committed or I'd rather stay out of it. And maybe it's nice to make sure that nobody can ever put blame on me. But if they would ever want my opinion, I would gladly give it to them, obviously. We all know the Cabal has the final say. I can guarantee you, mate, that if the Cabal had... Oh, that's a revelation that got nothing, by the way. That's kind of rare. You don't see that very often, guys. A revelation that catches absolutely nothing. If the Cabal had the final say, those Baneling changes would have not made it through. Because these Baneling nerfs are monstrous. If you just look at the way that Raynor and Zero and Dark and Solar find a lot of their success, these Baneling changes have such a big impact on that kind of a playstyle. Do I have any names though? Yes. But I mean, it's not up to me to name people that are in there. But it's pretty obvious that almost everyone is part of it. Like, you think of it, and unless they specifically said they're not a part of it, they're probably a part of it. Unless a pro specifically says, I'm not a part of this, like I do, even though I'm not a pro, or like Gabe does, they're probably a part of it, amigo. And then obviously some people will talk a whole lot more than others. But anyway, guys, we have barely spoken about Game 4 here. Between our men from the Czech Republic, the winner of this best of 5 gets 80 bucks. The loser gets 20 bucks. We are 37 minutes behind schedule because we had Lino. And whenever you have Lino, you know things are going to take a little while. It's Zealots and Archons alone. It kind of feels to me that ZhuGeLiang is going back to a little bit of what brought him a lot of luck on Ancient. And that is just a very simple approach of a crap ton of Roaches, Ravages, and maybe Links and Banes down the line. Roaches and Ravages are very good against Zealots, and Archons can be good, but Archons need a little bit of help, and so far they're not getting any help. Corrosive Ball connects too with the cannon. Uh-oh. Sebesdes is in a bit of trouble, guys. He's dropping in more Zealots, but Zealots just suck. We need Immortals, amigo. But now, obviously, you cannot just have an Immortal all by itself. I think that Seb was just a little too eager to fight there. Maybe he underestimated the power of the Roach a little bit. And a lot of you guys always ask me, Roddy, why do you like to play Phoenix so badly? Well, that's because unless I play Phoenix DT, this happens. 8 minutes in, and it's just so many freaking Roaches on my side of the map. Yeah. ZhuGeLiang was a whole lot more committed than Seb expected him to be. And that means that our Protoss now needs a little miracle. Does activate battery overcharge. Ooh, the Warp Prism took a lot of damage. 3 Immortals near battery overcharge though, guys. You kind of feel that anything is possible there, but unfortunately I think it's just not going to be enough. It's a lot of good shells, but now we got Zerglings in the mix as well, and these Zealots are all just a little bit too late. It's ZhuGeLiang with 69 drones and nothing but 4 base Roach Ravager. That closes out the series. I find this kind of stuff very hard to play against. Like, unless you're a top tier pro. It's really funny because if you look at a guy like Showtime, he's gonna look at these styles and be like, oh, that's easy. You know, you just drop a Revelation, you count the drones, and then you get some stasis traps, batteries, cannons, you micro, and you're good. But unless you are that good, it's really hard to just deal with overwhelming amounts of Roaches and Ravagers. So, GG. Congrats to ZhuGeLiang. I think it's really the experience that made the difference. I would love to see these guys play against each other again in, let's say, 3, 4, 5 months. Because I think Sebesdes is getting better. And I believe that if he gets a bit more used to playing best of 5s like this, he has a long way to go. It's a new bin. It's a bin with not 1 but 2 compartments. So left side trash, right side cans. I get my money back from the supermarket and I'm happy. Speaking of, I believe one of those 10 guys that just got a sub by the Basilisk Research Group had a very, very big impact on the patch. Now, it's up to you to figure out who that could be. Alright guys, we're gonna get ready for our 3rd best of 5 of the night. The second to last, obviously. We did 7 best of 3s, now 2 best of 5s. There are 2 more to go. Both of them will be PvT. This should be a fun one. I need 3 minutes and then I'm back with Art versus Better Buddy.